This year's Hero World Challenge was memorable for a number of reasons. One of the big ones was Tiger Woods' withdrawal before the tournament could begin. Despite that, his presence was made known throughout the week, and he made some pretty quotable statements. Then you have Viktor Hovland's successful title defense, which he might have made look easy but was far from it. We'll be covering all of that in today's video.
And there's your swing. Hovland remains red hot.
First up, Hovland defends his title. The Hero World Challenge this year was contested by a number of strong players this year, but the name on everyone's mind throughout the week was Viktor Hovland. The Norwegian was the defending champion heading into the tournament, and though he might have made things look easy with a comfortable lead heading into the third round, he still had some worries that day.
Unbelievable.
He says it's in the water.
For most of the third round, it seemed like it was going to be an easy win for Hovland, but the former world number one Scottie Scheffler wasn't ready to give up. After 6 holes, Scheffler found himself just a single shot behind the 25-year-old. But then another 2 holes later, Hovland secured a 3-shot lead, at one point even becoming 5 when they were in the back 9. The American was hot on Hovland's heels as they were going down the 72nd, with the Norwegian only having a 2-point lead. Scheffler's shot off the tee might have seemed like the nail in the coffin for him, but when one of Hovland's shots landed in the water, Scheffler's spirits were lifted. Still, that wasn't enough. Scheffler couldn't capitalize on this mistake, and he managed to land his ball in the mud, the wasteland to the right of the green. Hovland managed to escape his situation and hold a clutch bogey putt to cement his victory in title defense. Scheffler certainly made this an entertaining watch, and Hovland did mess up on occasion, but at the end of the day, it's the Norwegian that came out on top.
Okay. Just keeps cruising along. The lead is now 4.
Moving on, Woods at the Hero World Challenge. Tiger Woods is a living legend, and whenever he's involved with an event, he's bound to be the center of attention. Even though he announced that he wasn't going to compete in the Hero World Challenge due to issues with his leg, he was still around during the week to make his presence known and share his experience with the younger players. He gave putting lessons to Pro-Am participants, walked his dogs while in a golf cart, and spectated the event with his son Charlie. On top of that, he also conducted a press conference, which felt like a State of the Union event early on prior to the tournament beginning in the Bahamas. We'll be covering some of the most memorable quotes from his time at the event. First, at number 5, a cheeky statement. As we've already mentioned, Woods had fully intended to play in the Hero World Challenge, which he's won a total of 5 times already, but he's recently been suffering from a bout of plantar fasciitis, and by the time things were warming up, he realized that it might be more of a problem than he anticipated. Plantar fasciitis is one of the most common causes of heel pain, and it's an inflammation of the tissues that connect the heel bones to the toes. Regarding his condition, Woods said that he could hit just about any shot that was asked of him. The only problem is that he can't walk.
Well, it was a tough decision just because I want to play. I like playing, I like competing, but unfortunately, I can hit the golf ball and hit whatever shot you want. I just can't walk.
He said that his form has been pretty good when he's been playing at home, noting that he's had casual rounds of 63 and 64. The 82-time champion said he might be able to walk 9 holes, but the prospect of walking around for 72 just seemed like it was too much at the time.
When I was at home, I was shooting 4, 5, 6, 7 under par like it was nothing, but I was in a cart.
Still, he isn't done competing and is expected to make appearances in both the match charity event and the PNC Championship, during which he'll stay in the cart for most of that time. Next, at number 4, Woods doesn't want surgery. It's pretty common to hear about athletes undergoing surgery or some sort of treatment to deal with issues with joints and muscles, but there are cases where it's not really necessary. According to the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons, only 5% of people that suffer from plantar fasciitis actually opt for surgery. A major reason for that is likely because of the risks associated with surgery, which include infection and nerve injury. That might be why Woods has chosen not to go for surgery, saying that, in general, people shouldn't opt for the surgical route. Instead, he's going for the comfort route of just stretching and relaxing. It does mean he'll have to keep his feet off the ground as much as possible, but he's more than happy to do that right now. The only other thing he has to do apart from the stretch is to keep a boot on while he sleeps, so that he doesn't accidentally strain the tissue. But Woods is in it for the long haul, and he'd rather take it easy right now and ensure that he's at the top of his game later, rather than try and go for a shortcut that could end his career before he'd like. Coming up at number 3, Woods wants another win. With 82 PGA Tour titles to his name, you'd think that Woods would be content. He's 46 years old now and has pretty much already cemented himself as the greatest golf player in history, so it wouldn't be a surprise if he decided to retire now. But Woods wants to keep going and growing his legacy. While on the Sunday broadcast of the Hero World Challenge, Woods was asked a question by Paul Azinger about his future. He asked how motivating the thought of attaining winning an 83rd Tour title was to break his tie with Sam Snead for most Tour wins in history. The legend's response was clear and to the point. He was definitely motivated by that idea, but he's not content with just winning any run-of-the-mill Tour event to surpass Snead. He wants a major title, and he's actively trying to make that happen. Woods had already formed a schedule for 2022 that allowed him to compete in some of the biggest tournaments in the Tour, and it worked out pretty well for him. He seems pretty certain that his heel inflammation won't keep him down for long, and he'll be able to participate in Tour events, including majors, when the time is right. He's also confident that he can go toe-to-toe with any of the new up-and-coming players in the Tour, and we are inclined to believe him. It really is only a matter of time before he adds another win to his record and another honor to his legacy.
No one can take the heat like Tiger Woods.
Now at number 2, like father, like son. The old saying is often true, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Just like his father, the young Charlie Woods has chosen to go into professional golf. Considering he's following in Tiger's footsteps, it's understandable that people would compare the two. And if you watch them playing side by side, they really do look like they're the same person. In a PGA Tour compilation video curated by content manager Scott Kunath, you can see how closely Charlie's mannerisms on the field resemble his father's. That might seem endearing, but Tiger Woods isn't too keen on his son being a carbon copy of himself. Woods said that he told his son not to copy his swing and instead copy the current world number 1, Rory McIlroy. That isn't necessarily because of his pride. Woods noted that McIlroy's swing is rarely off balance, which is something that he's prone to. The 46-year-old has found it difficult to maintain his balance for the past few years as he's struggled with a number of injuries, so he doesn't want his son to adopt mannerisms that would prevent him from elevating his game. Woods said that maintaining your balance and holding your finish until the ball rolls and stops is something his father instilled in him. That's what he wants to do for his son. It's not so much how hard you swing a club, but more about how you follow through and balance yourself. Whether Charlie takes that to heart is up to him. Perhaps he'd prefer to completely embody his father's style of playing.
Oh, yeah.
You see him pointing to the line, though, to put it here.
Lastly, at number 1, Charlie's finding his own way. Though Charlie Woods' behavior on the field might reflect his father's on occasion, it seems like he's on his way to developing his own sense of how to play. Tiger Woods has always felt like he had full control over his swing, with no other influences coming into play, and he wants his son to feel the same way. He said that it's getting to the point where no one can get into his head, and that's exactly what his father, and now he himself, believes in. Still, Woods is still trying his best to instill his son with valuable lessons while he still can. He brought up things that his father would do to bolster his mental fortitude, and those are things he wants to pass on to his son.
But still, hard to describe.
That's a wrap for this video. Do you think that Tiger Woods will win an 83rd title before he finally retires? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.